Hello, how are you? My name is Dr. Jacqueline Bundala. I am coming from the Department of Sociology and Social Work in the Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences at the Open University of Tanzania. Welcome to lecture. Today we are still continuing with OSS 123, Classical Sociological Theory. In here, we are going to study the following knowledge area 5. That is what we are going to study, and we will discuss two views or ideas of Max Weber. One is methodological individualist and another is versatile. Weber's individualism. Sometimes it's called as methodological individualist, and sometimes it's called Weber's individualism. It's the same thing. What is methodological individualist, or what is Weber's individualism? Max Weber, he believes that in principle, every sociologist should start with the only thing that is really in the human science, and that is human beings. So, what Weber says is that we should start human beings. It's okay to talk about Protestantism or capitalism or about economy and whatever, political analysis, political system, church, but in our mind or in our minds, we have to know only one thing. That is what we are going to study, and that is individuals or human. That those entities and ideal typical construction, that the only thing that is really present in the world out there is human individuals. Here, what Max Weber says is that methodological individualism, or Max Weber, it focuses in studying humans. In sociology, in society, we have many concepts: states, church, Protestantism, socialism, and whatever and whatever. But only these, their ideal, typical constructions, are not really. What it is really is human being. So he concentrates more that our focus should be based on human beings. It is the individual that composes society in many places. In many places, it is individual. You have to know that it is individual. So he was, I can say, advocate. He advocates in individualism, in human beings, and not as other concepts which he calls them ideal, typical. They are not existing. What is existing is human being. Human being you can see, you can talk, you can touch. That is what he says. So here briefly, we can conclude about Weberian individualism. Again, we are going to another concept which Marx discusses, and that one is versatile. That is a German terminology, or that is a German term. In shortly, it means to understand. In the context of German philosophy of social sciences, in general, has been used since the late 19th century, and Max Weber is one of the founder of that word. That's Max Weber, if you remember, he was a German, so he used that word also to explain his views. In simple now, that word versatile, it means interpretive or participatory examination of social phenomena. The term is closely associated with the work of German sociologist Max Weber. as I said earlier. Verstehen refers to understanding the meaning of action from the actor's point of view. It is entering into the shoes of the other, and adopting this research stance requires treating the actor as a subject rather than an object of your observation. So, as I said, Verstehen in simple way means interpretive or participatory. So what Max Weber says here, he says that when we want to study or to understand meaning of action of an individual, we have to enter someone's shoes to understand what does he mean for that. We should not put our understanding into someone's thing. We have to understand what that person means or what his interpretation means. We should not put our ego, we should not put our interpretation on someone's action. For example, if you go to people, maybe the tribal people, they are sitting together, eating maybe uncooked meat. So you can come with your prejudice that these people are very primitive. That is your interpretations. They are very primitive. They have gone and take a fresh meat without cooking, raw meat without cooking, and eat it. So they are very backward. They are very backward and uncivilized, and maybe they are very brutal. That is your interpretation, what we've seen. But according to Max Weber, I say no. Don't put your interpretation into those people's interpretation. You have to go there, sit with them, and understand why they are eating together. They are eating raw, uncooked meat alone, without cooking. They are eating together with a lot of blood comes from their mouth. You might find that maybe that is their way of uniting each other. Maybe that is their ritual. When they are doing that, they have a sense of belongingness, a sense of unity, and they have to do that because it is part of their culture. It's part of their obligation. You might find that only that eating raw meat it can be an element which unites these people. So that is what Verstehen means to Max Weber. That we should not put our interpretation into others' social action. We should observe, we should go into their shoes and understand what do they mean by doing that. So that is the meaning of Verstehen. Verstehen is also implies that unlike objects in the natural world, human actors are not simply the product of the pulls and pushes of external forces. Individuals seem to create the world by organizing their own understanding of it and giving it meaning. To do research on actors without taking into account the meaning they attribute to their actions or environment is to treat them like objects. That is what I meant. That we should understand that human beings are social animals. First of all, you cannot understand human beings by looking external factors which surround them. Human beings are driven by emotions, they're driven by feelings, beliefs, values, and so many things. So, in order to understand human beings, you have to put them as your subject, so that you can get the really meaning. Instead of maybe looking them as an object, you come with your own conclusion. Okay, Verstehen, Max Weber, and George Simmey, another thing, introduced interpretive understanding into sociology. Before that term was not there in sociology, but it has a meaning when Max Weber entered it into sociology, where it has to come to mean systematic interpretive process in which an outside observer of culture, such as an either anthropologist or sociologist, relates in its own time, in indigenous people or subcultural group on their own term and from their own point of view rather than interpreting them in terms of his or her own culture. So we have to interpret accordingly to theirs. Those people you are researching with, do not put your own interpretation to them. Versen can mean a kind of empathetic or participatory understanding of social participation. So that is what we can mean. That in here, Versen means when you yourself as a researcher, you yourself as a student of sociology, in order to understand different cultures, different social action, and the meaning of it, you have to enter individuals, people's shoes. You need to get the real meaning and not your own interpretation. Therefore, in here we can conclude that in Knowledge Area 5 we have read two things. We have read about Weber's individualism, and the other one we said about Versen. Weber's individualism, very briefly, is that Max Weber emphasized that we should study man as an individual. That is what it should be our focus. And not, of course, other concepts we should also study, but we have to know that other concepts are only ideal types, constructions, and constructed ideally are not existing in real sense. State is not existing. That is Marx what he said. Nation is not existing. Party is not existing. Church is not existing. These are ideal constructed. They are only constructed ideally in order to serve the purpose. But the main thing who is existing in real sense is human beings. So we have to focus our attention when we study society. Our mainly attention should be human being. That is number one. Number two, also Marx talks about Versen. He says that is to understand or interpretation of action. I mean that interpretation, it should be based. You enter someone's shoes. You have to interpret it based on that person, the way he understands. And you should not put your own bias, or you should not interpret others' action based on your culture. And from that, I am finished Knowledge Area 5. Thank you.